This is a short video which demonstrates how to submit your course selections for next school year. Unfortunately, it is not possible to use the mobile device apps for entering your requests into PowerSchool. Instead, you'll need to use a web browser such as Safari or Chrome. The easiest way to get to PowerSchool is to enter the following address: p.brrice.edu. Select the Parent-Student Login button in the middle. Then you will log in with your Brother Rice username and password. Select the Class Registration button from the left-hand menu. If you're not redirected to the request form, then the request time period may be closed, or you may be asked to meet with your counselor. While you're on the request form, you can easily access the curriculum guide, also known as the course catalog, at any time by using the link at the top of the page. The request form is divided into several rows, each representing a different subject. The first row, Required Courses, varies by grade level and contains those courses which each student must take and cannot be changed. The next section contains several rows of required selections. These too vary by grade level. You must make one selection from each of these subjects. And the last section contains several rows of optional selections. Like the required section, these will vary by grade level, but you are not required to select a course from each, and in most cases will only select courses from one of them. Check the running tally of courses, or credit hours, at the bottom to know how many selections are needed from these optional rows. In most cases, you will need to request at least 7 courses or credit hours. The last row is labeled Alternate Electives. It is required that you make a few selections from this category. These selections will only be used in the event that one of your other electives or classes is unavailable. Note that these selections do not count towards your running tally of credit hours. A good way to begin making your selections is with the required selections first. You can also look for any selections that still have an exclamation mark instead of a check mark. Click the edit icon next to your selection. For each selection, you are presented with only the courses available to your grade level. You will see the course name and number, which will allow you to read the course description in the curriculum guide. You will also see the course's prerequisites, if any. PowerSchool will indicate if you have not met a prerequisite. Make a selection, then press OK. You may come across a selection with more than one available choice. If you cannot speak to a counselor at the time you are making the selection, choose as best you can and make sure to meet with your counselor to discuss any options you are unsure about. When making selections, watch out for a list of courses that contains more than one page. This occurs most often with academic and enrichment electives. Also, if you notice a course appears in bold text, this means that you have received a recommendation from your teacher or counselor. In some cases, this recommendation may unlock a course for which you do not meet the prerequisite. If, when reading the prerequisites, you find that you are close to what is stated, you may want to meet with your counselor to discuss getting a recommendation from the teacher. Once you have double-checked that you have satisfied all required selections, and you have at least 8 courses or credit hours selected, it is time to submit your request. If you made any mistakes, you will be prompted with an error message. The most common messages are forgetting a required selection, forgetting to select a few alternate electives, and picking a course for which you don't meet the prerequisites, like an art or photography class. Once you resolve any errors, you will see a list of your requests. You can view this list anytime by returning to the class registration option in PowerSchool. If you have to make any changes to your selections, after reviewing your options or speaking with a parent or teacher, you may do so for approximately 1 week, after which time you must see your counselor to discuss any changes to your selections.